on the plus side for her, she is not going to have jail time. There was no sentence handed down. So this is a big slap on the wrist. And what we're talking about is Christine Lagarde, the managing director of the IMF, was found guilty
won't she have to
today
resign?
Of criminal charges.
Won't she have to resign?
Well, that's unclear. It's going to be up to the IMF board. And they will be meeting in a few days. And they are going to have to determine whether this is enough of a blemish and a problem.
How could this not be a huge blemish?
It's a huge blemish.
I mean, not to belabor.
So what we're talking about is these are criminal charges linked to misusing public funds 8 years ago during her time as finance minister. She does face up to a fine of $15,000, did face up to 1 year in jail, won't get those punishments, but does get that guilty mark. There were 2 counts here. She was found negligent on 1 count of misusing public funds. So this is going to be a problem.
Negligence is a criminal crime there? Is a criminal?
Right, but the courts, it's sort of different. Works in a different way in France, and I don't pretend to understand. But look, it's a problem, and it also comes.
Impact.
Impact is going to be on the IMF, which is involved in advising countries and sovereigns like Europe. And I know you've been paying very close attention to the Italian banking system on trying to break the link between the sovereigns and the banking system. Look, she took over the IMF. This is her 2nd term. She took over after another scandal. Remember Dominique Strauss-Kahn?
Well, that's what I was going to mention that, but that was kind of a different kind of scandal.
And she has led this institution. She has been a world-class leader. You know, I've spoken with her many times. She's treated as a world-class leader when she attends G20. She's in the room. She's been right. The IMF has been right on a lot of calls when it comes to the global economy, asking the Federal Reserve to wait on interest rates to protect emerging markets and some of the rest of the global economy that was very nervous. She is considered a champion of emerging markets as well, bringing more leadership and China into the IMF in the form of bringing the Chinese currency into the IMF's basket of currencies. So it's going to be political from here to see whether she will continue her leadership of the IMF. She just assumed her 2nd term, which is supposed to last for several years.
I found this shocking. I thought that this was just a show trial and that there would be, in the end, nothing to come of it. And the IMF has been, at various times, very hard, as they always, the IMF is a rigorous institution. And I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to put this in the context of the EU, trying to put this in the context of the emerging markets. And I just think that if it's a slap on the wrist and she can continue,
I think there's another context to put it into, which is faith in global institutions right now, in the global elite. The elites, the IMF, the World Bank, so many of these institutions. She came out telling British people that she does not support a Brexit, and then a Brexit happened, and she sort of had to come back and say, well, we don't know the impact of that. There are a lot of questions right now.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.